For me, all I wanted to do was be myself, but I wanted to be myself in this community of people. It's your rite of passage with them, for them to believe that you're talented and for them to believe that you know what good food tastes like.
That is celebrity chef Christina Tosi showing off her skills on the popular series Chef's Table. The show takes viewers around the world to see the mouth-watering and innovative dishes served up by culinary stars. Now its creator, David Gelb, is shifting his focus to the streets of Asia. In his new series, Street Food, it brings people to places like Singapore, where the traditional putu piring dish is rooted in cultural history.
They place the rice flour into the little metal tins, and then they put the metal tins into a steamer. There's this rhythm to it. It's served with grated coconut and squares of pandan leaf, so it has that subtle, sweet vanilla fragrance. It's got so much history, and when you mention it to anyone in Singapore, everyone knows about it, and they'll say, oh yeah, I used to eat it as a kid.
It looks so peaceful. David Gelb is the co-creator of Street Food on Netflix. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
So that was a beautiful clip, but why street food? Why did you go that direction?
Well, while we were making Chef's Table, we're spending time in these incredible cities in Southeast Asia, and we would go with the chefs and with the kind of assistants in the kitchen. They would take us to their favorite spots to eat, and often they would be these little carts on the street, and these chefs have just as much passion as the chefs in any very fancy restaurant.
Well, it's so beautifully done. You know, it's like cinematic storytelling, if you will. That's how I heard it described. But the thing is, the chefs that you choose all have such interesting backstories. Like the lady that we saw,
J-Fi.
Or the guy who says river eels are an aphrodisiac. Kind of creeped me out watching it. But they all have very interesting stories. So are you looking for those type of people too?
Sure. So much like Chef's Table, Street Food is really character and story focused. And so when you're watching our show, you know, you'll get a sense of what they're cooking and how they do it, but it's really about why they cook and getting to the really emotional kind of origin stories of some of the best and most interesting chefs that you'll find in the streets of Southeast Asia.
And why is it? Why do they cook?
Yeah. Well, we always consider our chefs are kind of like superheroes in a way, you know, and they all have an origin story. There's something in their childhood, their adolescence, that makes them realize they have this incredible power to make delicious food, and their food also tells a story, and the food often tells the story of their lives, and that's what you'll see on our show.
How do you see that there's a cultural shift in food here in the United States?
Well, I think that people are learning to appreciate food and to think about what they're eating more, and so I think you're seeing better restaurants, you're seeing more kind of foreign food and foreign influences coming into the United States in terms of, you know, food trucks and food halls, and you're also seeing a lot more kind of specialization. And in street food, some of our chefs have been working on the exact same dish for 30, 40, 50 years, and they're just part of their community.
It's been said about you that you've turned food porn into an art form. So what did you see, David, that you thought there is something here that people will want to see? What did you see?
Well, you know, we like to call it food romance.
Oh, okay.
And so
that sounds better than food porn.
Well, yeah, because there's context in a story. And I think that what makes the food more beautiful and more delicious is this idea that, you know, these are real people and their lives, their passion, all that context makes the food look and taste even more delicious.
You tell such great food stories. Do you cook yourself?
Oh, I do, yes. And my mom is an excellent cook as well.
What's your mom's name?
Donna Gelb. She has a book out called Salad-ish right now, Salad-ish.
Thank you, Donna Gelb. Donna Gelb's son. Thank you very much. Nicely done. And of course, it's on Netflix. It's called Streaming Food. It's streaming right now, as a matter of no, it's called Street Food, sorry. David goes, no, it's called Street Food. Streaming right now on Netflix. We'll be right back.